What up, Jax?
Guys, this is the pilot episode. I'm excited to announce of Brandon's Laughter Lounge.
Yes, sir. Give it up for yourself, man. Clap it up, man. Oh yeah, this is big, man.
It is big. It is. And we have Chris Monds on tour now.
Absolutely.
Now, what's your next stop?
So we got Texas in January, so I'm trying to finalize that, get that together. But
Good.
I do got some local shows, doing some private events. So I'm just trying to work as much as possible, brother. As much as possible.
And forgive me with going on my notes.
No, you good, brother. Hey, man,
we
gonna keep it organic.
We keep it organic. I feel. And let's give it up for Chris Monds.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I'm glad you had me, man. When you reached out to me, I said, yeah, hell yeah, I do it. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, I'm ready. All right, well, I got some questions for you.
Let's do it.
As any proper interview. Is there anything you want to say before we get started?
No, man.
No, we done.
Just shout out to comedy, man.
Yeah,
and Brandon's Laughter Lounge.
There we go. All right. So, it's the holiday. How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was quiet. Thank God.
Okay.
It's just me. I got a wife, 3 kids, and so we just sat at home really and chilled. I got a bigger family. My mom, she's one of 6, and my dad, he's the only child. But both families get together, and so I got 30, 40 cousins, great grands, all that. And so they got together. Well, some of them did. So I didn't make that this year. I didn't feel like driving. I'm like 3 hours from there. And we chilled at the house. It was quiet. It was cool. Had a few beers and ate some turkey, and I laid down.
That sounds like a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a bunch of sleeping, dude.
Right. I mean, you know what? I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah. That's right. And then Black Friday was a whole different story. That was crazy.
We went out. I didn't even do no. Well, my wife did something for the kids, some Black Friday shopping, but we didn't go stand in line or nothing like that. I mean, I got enough TVs. What else you gonna get?
There you go. And that's funny because that's what I'm gonna look at for Cyber Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely do it from the house, man. I ain't going out. I hate going out.
I already thought. Yeah, I learned enough getting stuff for my fiance.
Yeah,
her daughter. We inside for me.
There you go.
Inside for me. All right. Let's see here. Okay. What's your plans for Christmas though? Because that's the thing I'm gonna. Because I don't know if you're going to some crazy
No.
You never know.
So my in-laws actually from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
So we ain't drive. We don't do that in the wintertime. And then I think I'm probably gonna see my parents. I got a show in Fayetteville Saturday, so I'll probably go see my parents. And that'll be our Christmas, give gifts and things of that nature. But Christmas morning, I'm at the house, man. I'll get my kids their gifts. We open them up, have some coffee, and I'm chilling.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm not one to rip the road during the holidays.
I got you. All right, now. We had talked about how we both were fans of Kill Tony.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Now were you a bucket pull? How did that? Were you on there?
No, I wasn't on there. One of my good friends, Chris DiOrio.
Okay.
We came up to comedy together. He did it. I think he got on the show when they did a pop up in New York, and he killed it.
Okay.
And I'm just really proud of how he's been able to pivot and maneuver and get his own shows on the road just from that. And it's crazy. You just look at people who just get big off of 3 minutes on Kill Tony.
Yes.
Another good one of my partners named Malcolm, he got on it and he ended up getting some work in LA and just really blew up. I don't know if he's still doing comedy now or not, but he blew up from Kill Tony. And just to see those guys, man, just to really blow up from it, that's huge.
Right.
Like now, if I was to get the opportunity, I would do it. But I ain't waiting in line.
No. And you see some of them kind of jump on that Kill Tony, they'll be part of his regulars, which is great. And then you see some that like David Lucas, where he decided to go on his own.
Yep.
And so anyway,
he got big off controversy, man. He made some very controversial racist jokes. And I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm like, damn,
on the press of it.
Yeah,
like, I don't know, man.
That's bold.
But I will say that whole show is bold.
Oh yeah.
I've thought many times, even people that I know, they're like, how away with some of it.
Man,
but he got it.
I mean, so this is the thing, right? If it's funny, it's funny.
Right.
But some stuff is just like
some stuff's like it's just like it won't even have a punchline.
It really don't.
Just be a regular.
It's just
comment.
mean. It's just like, bro, it's like you ain't have to say all that,
right?
And you getting people getting up. And some comics like when people get up and walk out of their shows. They like the shock value, like Ari Spears. He likes stuff like that, and it's just like,
right?
I don't want to lose a fan.
Yeah, and on top of that, if it's on a principle that you might lose a lot of fans,
absolutely,
it's a principle that even you stand on. You're just joking, but at the time, sometimes it's like they say some things you don't joke about.
Right?
Some people are like, no, they really are.
It's some stuff you don't joke about. You can't make anything funny.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's some stuff you just can't make funny.
That's true.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, even in the right moment, maybe. I guess.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'll let you know. Okay, I was going to go ahead and let you know. Like Dave Chappelle is also, and Cat Williams. See, that's what made me start to fall in love with comedy was Cat Williams.
Now you talking about Cat now or Cat like back in
Cat back in the day.
Okay.
Pimp Chronicles. It's Pimpin' Pimpin'.
Okay. Yeah.
What was it? Hustle. Hold on. The one that had Hustle in it, but
when he went on the road, right? It had like the cat of him and Lou Nail, American Hustle. Yeah, yeah,
American Hustle. Yeah, he went around. And that cat, that's the cat that I would have to say, especially Pimp Chronicles.
Yeah.
One.
And you know what's wild? That kind of so I went to A&T in Greensboro. I went there and graduated. I met my wife there too. But Cat Williams came to a comedy show. We have a comedy show for every homecoming. He came in 2007.
Right.
And he did a bit where I don't know if you've seen it, but he's talking about like the song "Hustling" by Rick Ross, and he pulled the groceries off the couch.
Yeah, and where he does the sports.
Yeah,
dude.
Man, when I tell you that joke right there, it made me fall back in love with comedy because I always liked comedy, right? Like I used to like it as a kid, kind of by default. So a little backstory: when our cable would get cut off, back in the day, to go to sleep, you had Jay Leno, the news, and that's about it, right?
Okay.
So I would watch Jay Leno. And I fell in love with the monologue. Okay. So the first 10 minutes he do the jokes and stuff, and I'm like, man, this is good. So that made me fell in love with comedy. But when I seen Cat, to your point, when I seen him do his jokes in 2007, I'm like, okay, I can do this.
Yes,
because I was in tears laughing.
The way he used his size, the way he would
use
the stool, and he would go around it, and it's almost like he had. Man, he even had it where he knew when he had to unwrap himself with the cord. He's actually, I love Cat. Man.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm definitely a fan.
So, and the reason I'm getting into that, just like because I watch your clips, I think they're real funny.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
And I want people to check that out. But I did want to know, like, basically, would you say that was the people we've spoke about would have been one of your main influences or somebody further from the past?
I would say, Cat's definitely an influence. Okay. Now his style of comedy is a little bit different than mine. He's more animated than I am. I'm like the way we talking now is how I talk on stage.
Right.
So I would say my main influences were probably like Robin Harris, D.L. Hughley, Dion Cole,
okay,
Bill Burr, and Earthquake.
That's a good variety. It really is.
Yeah,
man.
Those are my and then Chris Rock, honorable mention, just because he's such a great writer.
He is.
Yeah,
he is.
And I said that's my honorable mention, so that'll be my top 5, 6.
Okay, and I will say one stand-up special that stands up in my mind is Eddie Murphy Delirious.
Yeah. Oh man, Delirious Raw.
It's funny. It's like when people don't say anything, they're like, "Oh, but I thought you knew." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't need to say.
And he was so young doing that, man. Like when I was 19, 20, I wasn't thinking about doing comedy in that capacity.
And he was up there in leather pants.
I'm talking about killing it. I did a show in leather. I don't recommend. When I headlined, I was headlining Charlie Goodnight back in August. I want to say I had on a leather jersey, and that was like one of the hottest things I wore. I said never. I don't see how people do it.
When you said leather jersey. I was like, oh, jersey. Okay.
Yeah. It was like a leather red jersey, and it was dope. My best friend, he's my stylist, or whatever we call it, stylist. He's like my all-in-all road manager, stylist. Like whatever I need, he'll get me straight.
Right.
But he's like, man, wear this. And I fought him tooth and nail. I was like, man, I ain't wearing that. He's like, nah, try it out. And I got on stage. When I tell you, it was like somebody was shining like a flag. It was so hot in that suit. I was like, never.
It's like
again.
A solar suit when you try to.
It really is. I'm like, I don't know if it was fire retardant. Like it could stop a fire. Like
I believe
easy.
That. I believe that it's one of them non-flammable.
Yeah, absolutely.
Garment.
It's like never again.
Hand wash on.
Right. So I keep a t-shirt and a hoodie.
There you go. Hey, I'm a big fan of like white beaters, plain white tees.
Something simple.
But today I did wear.
I like that sweater. It's a dope sweater, man. I like that. The Gremlins.
Gremlins.
I like it.
Yeah. Shout out to childhood favorite movie for real. My fiance got this for me, so and it's of the season.
Yeah,
tis the season. What was like when you started comedy? What was like? Because I know there was other things going on in your life. What was like the aha moment? Like you're like, I'm funny. Well, I guess you did tell me already. You kind of said it was when you saw. Well, keep going.
Well,
on that.
So
yeah, I'm not going to answer that.
No, you're good. So when I thought I was funny,
mm-hmm.
Man, I'm still trying to figure it out. To be honest with you, I'm year 8, and it's like my wife got me. She was my girlfriend at the time. She got me started, and it was fun. I did like a few shows, and I got booed really bad.
Right.
And I quit for like 6 years.
Okay.
But the moment I thought I was funny, They had a competition at the Comedy Zone, right?
Okay.
It was like all these comics in Charlotte, and there was some cats that was on tour. They was on the show too, right? And this was 2018. So like, I'm like year 2 consistent, and I won every category.
Right.
Like I won most laughs, I won comics comic, I won audience choice,
I won it all.
judge choice, I won every category they can have, and I won $500. Okay. So I'm like, damn. Okay,
yeah.
I'm funny. You know what I mean?
Go, yes.
And so like that, I think that puts some fire up under me, and I just been like full speed ever since.
Lets you know you had that. I mean,
yeah,
it seems like you had that natural inclination. It's like they told you the points, and you're just like, okay.
Yeah, and I hit those, and I'm like, all right, I'm good. I'm good.
Go.
And I think that from there, man, I just been full speed ahead.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, that's. And like I said, I don't see anything different from that happening. I mean, it's up here.
Yeah,
from here.
Trying to, brother.
Oh yeah, dude. Let's see. Okay. Oh, how did and you are married? How long have you been married?
I should know this off the top. I've been since 2015. I'm not good at math. What's that? 9 years?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been together since 2007. So I've been married for 9, 3 kids, preteen, kid.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
okay.
Cool.
So yeah.
And a preteen girl at that.
Yeah, there's a teen. I ain't even gonna lie. There's a teen girl and another man. Yeah.
Man, I'm sitting there like, whew. I'm like, if I ain't smoke cigarettes, now'll be the time to start.
There you go.
It's stressful, boy.
Something.
But they're my babies. I love them.
Oh yeah, like I said, you wouldn't trade the moments for nothing.
Absolutely.
Oh, and how? Okay, so and I brought that up because I wanted to see how does your wife handle your comedic lifestyle. And does she have any funny stories? Do you think she'd have any funny stories about the challenges of living with you, a comedian? Would she?
She don't think I'm funny, man.
Okay, so it doesn't bother her at all.
Nah, and it's funny because she got me into comedy. She told me to try it out, but she don't think I'm funny. Like she'll laugh at certain stuff, and I think she tries her best not to laugh. But she's a big supporter. Like when I go to do shows on the road, or if I'm local, she's there to set up my T-shirts. She's there to set up merchandise. Help me do meet and greets. So it's like she is on it, right?
Okay.
She has a business mindset. I think she's looking at the money of it, right? And not just the comedy. She's looking at, all right, you can make this, this, and this, which helps me because all I'm focused on is making people laugh.
So she's a woman's mindset.
Absolutely. A woman's mindset, help me monetize it, put my business together.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Why don't waste your time if you're going to do it.
Exactly.
Do it.
And she was the one to tell me, she was like, when you leave this house, you better go, if you leave this house to do comedy, you better be going to get some money. Right, because I used to do a lot of free shows. First starting out, you're green, trying to figure it out. And I think I did a lot of free shows for maybe a year. So from 2016 to 2017 and in the beginning of 2018, I was doing free shows, $25 here and there. And I remember I got my first paid show. And I was like, all right, they said, I'm going to pay you $50. I'm like, to make people laugh?
Right.
Let's do it.
Right.
So, man, I swear to God, I got there. At the end of the show, I'm waiting around. It's time to pay you. They gave me a coupon.
Oh no!
For a hotel for $50. I mean, technically they paid me $50. They're like, here's your pay, and I'm looking at it. It's like travel voucher. I was like, nah, you got you said 50. Like, no. This is you can go out there. It was Vegas. When you go out to Vegas, man, you give them this. I'm like, man, I could have burnt that whole club.
Say who said I wanted to go to?
Right, I can't afford Vegas right now. Back then,
they're like, this is a voucher. Say it's extortion.
Yeah, I'm sitting there like, yo, come on, man. I was ready to burn that club down.
There you go.
Yeah.
He's like, not to me. It's one of his non-mentioned clubs. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, no.
I'm just mad. I know. As I said, you said that club.
I don't even think they're in business no more. Right. Man, to be honest with you.
Well, doing stuff like that.
Right. Wouldn't be. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, man. You often draw from personal experiences in comedy. Can you share a funny story about a family gathering or event that has inspired some of your material? Specifically, I know you have jokes throughout, but
I'm trying to think, an actual event.
Right, and if not,
well, I got hit by a car.
Well, I mean, I guess if you're laughing, I'll laugh too, dude.
Yeah, I got hit by a car. So I was in we living in Greensboro, and I was walking, and I seen this car, you know how you got the crosswalk, right? Mm-hmm. So I stopped the crosswalk, but it turned green or white, whatever. So I'm walking and I see this old truck coming, and he was old man just riding, and he's just driving, and I'm like, all right, maybe he's gonna stop because I'm walking.
Yeah.
He kept coming closer. I'm like, all right, is he gonna stop? Is he gonna stop? And all of a sudden, I feel my feet lift up off the ground.
Oh shit!
And so I had a book bag on. and it caught the mirror of his truck. And so I'm right. It's on East Market Street. So I'm holding my book bag for dear life, like just.
Oh no, like hanging on to
hanging
the.
on to the
Oh, I
truck.
didn't. Dude, when you said right the car, I thought you was in the car.
No. And that's the funny. So
everybody would think that.
Yeah, because I called finish the story. I'm riding on a book bag, holding on for dear life, and then all of a sudden my book bag breaks. And that saved my life because I hit the ground.
Okay.
Because he wasn't paying attention.
And so he was just gaining.
He was still driving. So to this day, if my book bag wouldn't have broke, I would still been on the mirror of that truck riding because he wouldn't have stopped. I'm saying, like, dude, like, I'm hitting the side of the truck. He just riding. I'm like, yo. And then when my book bag broke, I had stuff all in it, paper and stuff all across the street. It was everywhere. And somebody came, some lady, she's like, I seen what happened. I'm like, well, bitch, why didn't you stop him?
Right.
Like,
exactly.
Because I fell off the truck and he's still driving.
Yeah.
Like, as I'm laying in the middle of the road picking stuff up. And I called my wife, she's my girlfriend at the time, and I said, hey, I just got hit by a truck. And she was like, is your car right?
Said, what?
And I'm like, no, I got hit by a truck. Like, no, I got hit. And so she said, oh, God, are you okay? Okay. It tore all my clothes up. Man, it was a mess. Yeah.
Man, but you was all right.
Yeah, I'm good. Hit and run, but I'm good. I didn't even file the police report. I was more embarrassed than anything.
You know, he probably did see all the papers flying.
He had to.
Yeah.
It was personal because like you had to see all that stuff in the middle of the street, man. That was personal.
That definitely, I wasn't expecting you to say that.
Yeah, I got hit. Yeah,
because you said. But what was funny was because you said to this day. And
yeah.
I'm like, you said if it wouldn't have broken, you could be years later.
I'm still,
you a skeleton old dude.
It was like right there. It was either he was gonna run out of gas or my book bag was gonna break. The only way he was gonna stop.
Okay.
He was determined. He was kept riding. It had to be a quarter mile that I was like on the side of that thing.
Thank God he wasn't flying. Was he going?
He was an old man. Like, he might have been like 15 miles an hour.
Perfect guy to catch you.
Yeah.
If
it got me, picked me up. So
note to self.
Yeah.
All right, man. The art of heckling, man. People try to. I mean, I know that there's a way of getting. There's a way of dealing with hecklers. Mm-hmm. Have you ever had any memorable hecklers during your performances? And what's the funniest thing you said in response to someone that's tried to interrupt you?
So I don't really do roast battles because I know my heckling skills is like I get personal. Like I go for the juggler, right?
Right. So
it was this club. It was a little comedy show I did. It was down in Rock Hill, a little restaurant, and it was a comedy show. And during the middle of my performance, some dude walks in, and he like big shot, whatever, and he started trying to heckle me. Now, and I told him, I'm like, look, man, I'm doing my job. Don't bother me, right?
Yeah.
He's insisting on keep going, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, all right. I done told you one time. And he's still trying to heckle me, stuff standing beside me. And I said, all right, that's it. And I lit into his ass. And I'm talking about I think I was doing 20 minutes. 17 of that was just me picking on him.
Right.
To the point that his girl got up and walked out the restaurant.
She's like, I ain't with you.
Because I was just tearing him up. I'm talking to the point he had to just go sit to the side. Because I told him to leave me alone. Right. And I lit him to him because he was some big gym dude. And I wasn't scared of nothing. And then I just started clowning his legs because he didn't work out on his legs. Skipping leg day. And I just clowned his legs, man, like about 15 minutes. And he was about ready to cry. Like, if he could, he went in the car and got his gun that day. Yeah.
Hey, and that's, I mean, it's funny when you're too, it was probably his girl's idea to go. He's like, I'm too tough for comedy. Yep. So I'll go.
And he walked in trying to be cool. And I knocked all the sell like his win. Or his win out his sell. He had to go
take an injection after that.
I told his ass up. I said, all right, don't bother me. I'm at work.
It was fair warning.
I told him twice.
You're like, dude, I don't want to do this.
Right, look, it was already like 10 o'clock at night, and I hate going out late. So I'm already irritated because it's a late show. Right. And so I told him, I said, leave me alone. And my wife, my sister-in-law and her boyfriend, they was at the show too. And it's like, well, he was I ain't gonna lie, he was getting me at first, right? And you can see them kind of get like small in their seat because they thought I was gonna lose. But like when I turned around and I got onto him, that was it. And he ain't bothered me no more.
There you go.
That's the only. And that was
Have you seen him again? You think?
No.
I didn't know. You never know. They come back. He might actually cheer you on.
Yeah, he might have came to a show, but he never come up to me.
There you go. That's funny. That is funny. Let's see. In your opinion, what's the funniest thing about being married? You say I guess that's still a valid.
The funniest thing about being married?
And any hilarious misunderstandings or quirks that come to mind that either you have. So.
Nah, I mean, well, I know I'm not the most pleasant person to live with, because I always live my life. I'm a comedian first. So I see the world in a comics mindset, right?
Okay.
Before I'm a father, before I'm a husband, before I'm a friend, I'm a comedian because that's how I see the world.
Right.
Everything's funny to me.
There you go.
It's very rare that I'm serious. So I'm always like, I got a little quick comeback or like, sarcastic response. And so I'm sure that gets under her skin. But I don't really have no quirks, man.
Okay.
I'm real even keel.
Because I get that. Because I'll be. No, I'm not a comedian by trade. But
Yeah.
I'll try to.
But you funny.
I'll try to make.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. And I'll try to make. My fiance laugh, and sometimes she's like, "That's not funny."
Yeah. Oh yeah. My wife told me, I'm not in the mood for all that.
Like, see, I'm trying to use comedy as relief.
Absolutely.
But they're like, now's not the time. It's kind of like a too soon.
Yeah. Most women are like that. Like, why would you say that? Like,
yeah. Too soon.
I don't know. It felt funny to me.
Right. And the thing is, there we go.
Right. I didn't make it subjective. I didn't make a Facebook post about it. I told you.
There you go. Exactly. Yes. It's like that was between us.
Right.
Ain't no else here.
Why you getting mad about it?
I get what you're saying. Yeah, because it's like, I heard you.
Yeah. She said it all the time. You can't say that in public.
Oh, I've heard that.
I ain't planning on it.
Right. Hey guys, this episode of Brandon's Laughter Lounge is brought to you by BLP Computer Services. I can say from experience that BLP Computer Services goes that extra mile when it comes to building a custom computer versus a pre-built gaming PC. A custom gaming PC is where you don't just get basic specifications and then you get a computer that they may be cheaped out on the power supply, cheaped out on the RAM. You actually get to handpick each individual part, build a computer that is catered to your needs exactly, future-proof you, give you room to grow, stay within a budget that's reasonable, and it's as easy as going over to www.speedypcrepairpro.com, click the Request Service Now button, and just simply you can give specs, you can give budget specs, you can say that you know nothing about building a PC and that you need guidance through the whole process as far as selection of parts, and it is no problem. The professionals at BLP Computer Services will help you. So once again, visit www.speedypcrepairpro.com, request service, and then get your quote for free on building your custom gaming PC today. And you also have BLP Computer Services as a resource after the fact. So once again, that is www.speedypcrepairpro.com. Go request service, and like I said, be as detailed or undetailed as you want, and you will be getting a call back as soon as possible in order to set up and give you your free quote today. Now back to Brandon's Laughter Lounge. I mean, I can ask what's happening in your everyday life, maybe, but I would have to say, I don't know if you're gonna top that whole getting caught by the book bag thing. You might. That was pretty funny.
I got another story,
like,
man.
Yeah, an everyday life event that led to like something that's just a hilarious joke.
I fell one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was like real icy outside,
mm-hmm.
and I fell. I was walking, and it wasn't nobody around. Like, thank God, but I fell, and all of a sudden I just seen my shoe go up in the air, and I was like, oh shit, I'm about to fall. And I was like, boom, and I hit the ground. And I got it was one dude. He walked out this building. He was looking at it. It was a pretty big area. Thank God nobody was out. It was one dude. He was looking at me. And I looked at him. I'm like, bro, I'm about to laugh. And he came up to me. And he was like, you all right? I was like, I'm good. I was like, did anybody see me? He was like, nah. I was like, all right, cool. And I got up and I walked on my way.
Right.
And I was like, I look at him as a guardian angel, man, because he could have laughed. He could have went live.
And he said, he even made it known. He was like, man, I ain't going to do that.
I ain't going to do that to you, man. I was like, I appreciate it, brother. And I ain't seen him since, man. It was had to be 10, 15 years ago.
Dang,
yeah, and I still remember. Yeah, I was like, man, that's love, brother. I appreciate that. I was scared.
I kind of remember running to it was either kindergarten or first grade, but I remember like there was this long asphalt area, and I was running trips, so of course knees got.
Oh, you scraped up bad.
I remember it was like there wasn't nobody there, but I remember somebody helped me up. So similar situation where I was like, all right. Now of course you got bloody knees, but I actually saw the impact.
Right. It's like, all right, cool. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna laugh at me.
I can say I was on the half pipe.
Right.
Like skateboard.
Right.
It's like anyway. Let's see. Okay. The worst pieces of advice that you've ever requested from some, like say another comic about comedy that you decided that was completely wrong, and how did that lead to a funny situation? Like how did you turn that advice around?
I say the worst piece of advice I ever got would be it was this older comic. I ain't gonna mention his name.
Right.
He told me that I wasn't ready to headline because I ain't paid my dues yet. And I had one comedy book, I won't say his name, told me that I was unprofessional and rude because I canceled his show. But I gave him like 2 months notice. I'm like, hey,
okay.
Because I was already booked for another show, and I'm like, I'm obligated to this show, but I can't make it. I can't make your show.
Right.
And this show that I'm booked before paid me triple what he was gonna pay. So it's like he told me I'm rude, unprofessional stuff. He's like, all right, cool. Like that's an asshole response to me, but whatever.
Right.
So that was the worst piece of advice. And when people tell me stuff like that, man, I always remember it. Right. When somebody like is mean to me, or if somebody like does me dirty, especially in comedy, or like try to like skimp me on my pay, I had man. So I tell you this, right? Because you got your platform. Dealing with comedy and entertainment in general, it is a lot of shiesty people. People will try to get over on you. They'll try to underpay you. I've been on a show where I'm on stage performing, and I see the promoter get up. Like, let's say, this. All right, for example, this is the money box, right?
Okay.
This is when people taking the money, and this is before the digital age. People taking money, putting it here in cash and stuff. I'm on stage, and I see the promoter take the money box and walk out.
Of course, he's getting more cut.
He's getting more cut. I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you gonna take
taking 10% before you were 10%?
Like, man, it's so much shiesty stuff. But the worst advice people tell me, I'm not ready. I haven't paid my dues, et cetera, et cetera. People don't want to book me locally like they used to, just because I took it upon myself to go on the road more.
Right.
Which is in turn, I'm betting on myself.
That's right.
Like, a lot of people are scared to bet on yourself. Like with your podcast, bet on yourself. If you feel in your heart, your dream, your vision can take off, you bet on yourself. Don't wait on nobody.
Oh, absolutely.
I say all the time, man, don't wait on nobody and don't hate on nobody.
I appreciate that. And and it's like people, I think somebody said once, I think it was a businessman, I believe it was on something I was either reading or watching, but I remember it stuck with me. And it was a businessman said the best advice and the best way to be successful is to do everything people tell you cannot.
Absolutely.
Do everything people tell you not to do.
Do it.
When they say don't, usually, if they don't have a legitimate reason for telling you not to, it's because they know you can reach that.
Yep.
And there may be, I'm not going to say the person's envious because then I don't.
It's possible.
But I'm saying it is. You have a lot of, whether it's envy or whatever, you have a lot of those things that are in play.
Yeah.
And all that. And if someone takes it as like, well, that's my friend or someone that's giving me good advice.
Yeah.
They don't go down a road that's very, very successful for them, and it's all because of someone else's jealousy and the trust they had. So yeah, man, they
don't want to see you become bigger than them, man.
Right.
So you definitely got to be careful. That take a lot of advice with a grain of salt, especially if they haven't done it and they're trying to give you advice on it. Like,
and if people
come on now,
yeah, and if people say bigger than them, it's like, man, there is plenty of it out there for everybody.
Absolutely. You ever heard the it's I'm trying to know where I'm looking for here. It's like the bread owl, how they talk about all these different bread names are on this owl, right?
Okay.
Everybody's doing the same thing.
Right.
Everybody's selling bread. But it's like 8, 9 different brands of bread on there. But you got your bread you like. This person got their bread they're like. Ain't no, by Marita having bread here, it's not gonna take away from great value. Some people may prefer Sara Lee bread. They're gonna get their Sara Lee bread. I'm gonna get my great value bread because I'm cheap.
Or cha-ching.
You know what I mean? With the yellow, yeah, the yellow.
My girl told me if I get, my fiance told me, she said, you get cha-ching with, I was like, for real? She said, don't taste you don't like
it. It's some stuff you can't buy cha-ching. Paper plates, paper towels, yeah.
Well, no, I mean,
with bread, like, all right.
Dude,
I'm with her on that one, yeah.
When I was living by myself, I got cha-ching.
Oh, yeah, no, you by yourself, like, yeah, before I was married, I'm a generic man, you know, but like, you got to go up step above cha-ching. Like, it's like, all right now.
Yeah,
but but it's like, it's so many different opportunities out there for everybody. So it's like, if you thinking, oh, nobody's gonna buy my bread because 10 other people are selling bread, like, try it out. You never know. Everything ain't for everybody. You're gonna find your market. So just keep doing it. Don't let nobody stop you.
If you're a bachelor, try cha-ching. Don't let nobody stop you.
Yeah. all of them good advice, man.
You know what I mean?
That cha-ching is rough.
Don't sleep on Great Value, because I mean, really,
I love Great Value.
they are held to. People don't realize that it's the name of the store is on the product. So
Absolutely,
everything in there, the quality control and a name, like on a store brand, like actually like food. You don't realize that's actually as good or better.
Oh man, yeah. I'm telling you, I am generic. I don't mind it.
I don't mind it. I do know there are some things. You know what I'm saying?
You
Some
can't
things
buy
that
cheap
I'll
toilet paper.
There you go.
Yeah, and cheap paper plates.
End up with a bad day.
Yeah, I'm telling
either
you.
Way,
either way you look at it, cheap toilet paper. Yeah, sometimes you gotta do a little more. Yeah.
Yeah, ball out on the toilet paper. All right, that's funny. Let's see here. Social media. I mean, how do you navigate the world of social media as a comedian? Any funny mishaps or posts that didn't go as planned? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Always, man.
Okay.
I want to step on your question.
No.
I'm on my second Instagram because my first one I got in trouble for and shadow banned for bullying. Right. I used to do this post. It was like, "Hey, Widebacks," right? And I'll talk about this food and make a joke behind it, and it caught on. People loved it.
You said,
"Hey, Widebacks," right? People loved it, but I would get in trouble for bullying, hate speech. I'm picking on fat people, and I'm in my head. I'm like, you made yourself fat. Me making jokes about it is not going to be mean because you sat here and you couldn't push yourself back away from the table. That is on you. And it's like I look at all these other people who do the same thing I was doing, and they're going viral.
Right.
But so I'm like, it got to be something personal. So I'm on my second Instagram. Man, Facebook, I'm a little more calm because I got a really big following on Facebook. So I have to be more cognizant of what I'm saying. But Instagram, I used to wild out. But now I'm kind of like, all right. They shut me down, man.
It's funny. When you said wide backs for a minute, it took me a minute because Amos has a big back.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
So I was like, I think he's talking, and I was making sure we were on the same page.
Yeah, and big back caught on, and I'm sitting there like, it's the same thing I was saying. But
see, but you got hate for it.
Yeah, you can't. That's one thing I'm learning. You can't win social media.
No.
Like it's like,
no,
you good. And it pisses me off because, I just want to go in there and make good content, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really trying to figure out an algorithm, but you got to figure out the algorithm if you want to get, paid and the traffic that you're looking for on social media.
Right.
So
yeah, you definitely be tactful, but at the same time, you still want to get your,
have your niche, right?
Get your niche, get your content, make your joke, but at the same time, I guess, at the end of the day, it is about, monetization, but at the same time also it's also about I guess about monetization, but at the same time doing that while you grow with your audience.
You got to
because like I said, I'm just getting into this, so it's kind of like I know that on some of my YouTube videos there may be comments about you should do this or that, and some of that may be, I know I'm going to have some phenomenal advice given to me. I won't be giving some, but I'm prepared for that.
And then you'll have some hate, but
exactly.
I didn't like this and that. You can't please everybody. No, man. You kill yourself trying to please people.
And the less energy you spend on the negative comments, the more you will do with positive, productivity.
Now, sometimes you might have to get in somebody's ass.
Okay.
Because some people come on there like, I know with me when I comment a lot on like Instagram, like Shady Room or Baller and stuff, and my comments go viral.
Mm-hmm.
If people that talk about me all the time, I got a big head, I talk fast, I'm country. Like, okay, that's the best you got, and I tear their ass up to the point they'll block me or they'll report me. So sometimes you gotta let people know you ain't to be played with.
Right, like I'm not a doormat.
Right, you know what I mean?
You can come over here and say what you want, but
like you're not gonna sit here and insult me, talk about my family. You can talk about me all day long.
Yeah.
I don't care. You start talking about like my other family, my other things, my family. Like now we gotta draw the line.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Comedy's comedy, but that ain't. Yeah. Some things just do not slide. Let's see here. Oh man, every comedian's bombed at some point. Have you shared? Well, I say every, and then I ask you, so that's kind of redundant. Have you ever bombed?
Yes, sir.
I mean,
man.
Like completely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah. I don't perform at High Point. I don't know what it is. I'll never perform at High Point because every time I go to High Point, I bomb.
Okay.
Every single time. I can do a show in Greensboro, get a standing ovation. Go to Winston, do a standing ovation. I'm talking about anything outside of High Point, standing ovation. People clapping, wanting to take pictures. But the minute I step my black ass in High Point,
I wonder what that is. Is it because is that why you said? Is it something about?
I don't know, man. Every time I get booed to the point they don't want to deal with me. I just don't understand. But every comic bombs. To be honest with you,
but to be a city, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is about High Point. I don't know. Maybe it's something I said. But every comic we look forward to the bomb because we want to get it out the way.
There you go. Okay.
So it's like a bomb is coming, right? Like look at like baseball. Do you follow baseball any?
No, not recently.
Okay.
I mean, I did when I was younger.
So this analogy is like, all right, to be a 300 batting average, right?
Yes.
Hall of Fame.
Okay.
And what that means is you hit the ball 3 out of 10 times, and you a Hall of Famer. So with comedy, it's like, all right, I know I've had a string of 7 or 8 good shows. I got a bomb coming.
Okay.
And I know it's coming.
It's just one of those.
It's just like when. So it's like you can be on fire, like, and all comics talk about it. Where it's like, oh man, I'm on the road. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. And I'm like, it's been about 7 shows since I bombed. I know I got one coming. So you embrace it. Okay. And it's funny. Real comedians, we laugh at it, man. Especially like if it's a show with every comic bombs. Right. Those are fun shows. Oh yeah. I love it because we sit in the back and we'll be like, we'll help the crowd. Like, oh, that didn't work. Like roast each other. Stupid joke. Like we'll sit there and just have fun with it. But if you on the show and only one comic bombs, that's awkward as hell because it's like it wasn't the crowd, it was you. Yeah, and y'all can learn, and y'all can like either y'all can roast each other for how bad. Oh, absolutely. And then you can also make adjustments. So it is a win. It's about a win. Yeah, it's never really a losing comedy. Man, you when you on the road of the comics, like we're say me 3 or 4 of the comics, we take a road trip to Atlanta, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody does well except one comic. That's gonna be a long ride back for that one comic because we're gonna tear his ass up the whole ride home. But we also want to give them, we're helping them. We help like make them laugh, to loosen up, or her, or whoever, and I give them advice. Like, all right, I wouldn't say it this way. I wouldn't say it that way. But yeah, like comics, especially if they're like have a good rapport and they're friends, we're gonna beat you up for bombing. But it's part of the game. I was gonna say that's actually like you're kind of like hazing to get you in. Absolutely, it's part of the game. Yeah, helps them grow. Yeah, because that lets them know if it's for them or not. Because if they can't take that, then they're just going, it's all right. It's like, all right, man, but this is how it goes. This is how we. Year 2 usually separates a lot of comics. When they're the second year in, it'll let you know, like, all right, is this for you? Okay, or it's not. So definitely a process. Yeah. If you could create like a comedy special that revolves around a ridiculous theme or concept, what would it be? Is that something that you're doing now? Like the tour you're doing now, does it have a specific theme? Nah, man. Honestly, I'm just doing this tour to for 2 things. For one, I'm dumping the material so I can come up with new material. All right. And then 2, showing myself that I can do it. Okay. So for the longest, I kept like, man, I ain't ready. But it's like, nah, go out there and do it. But I think my ideal special, I want to shoot at my hometown of Dunn. Shout out to Dunn near Fayetteville. Okay. I want to shoot my special there, and I think that's kind of who knows how soon it may be, but definitely in the next 5 years, I want to be in talks to get it done, and it may be quicker. Hey, you know what? We're gonna claim quicker. Absolutely, we're gonna claim for real. I appreciate that, brother. You just walk forward out of here towards that, dude. It will not be long. Yeah. You know what I mean? I appreciate that, man. And like I said. At the end of this, any social media links, anything, any link to anything will be on here for everybody to be able to check you out. Absolutely. I mean, that's just because they need to, man. Yeah, they need to. I appreciate that, brother. No problem. In your opinion, how important is laughter in a marriage? Can you share a funny moment of laughter save the day between you? So laughter is very important in a marriage, right? Absolutely, very important. Because if you can't laugh and have fun with somebody, like, why the hell you will? That's right. You got to be able to laugh at it. I would think me and my wife was working on something. I think I was putting something together and I was getting real like frustrated and pissed off and it just fell apart. I don't know if it was a bookcase. No. I got a chair from the Goodwill, right? Okay, yeah. I used to love thrifting and it was a rocking chair, nice rocking chair. And I used to use it to play my video game in it. And so I'm in my rocking chair, rocking, and all of a sudden it just crackles and it breaks. Like I'll fall right through the rocking chair. So this was like not a cushion or nah, it was old school joint, yeah. Okay. And like I was a little bit bigger at the time too. And my wife, she had gotten in the house. She's like, "What happened to your chair?" And I was like, because she told me it would break. And I was like, "No, it ain't gonna break." So I went, I sanded it down, I varnished it, had the thing looking good, washed the cushions, And she kept saying, we got into an argument. It's going to break. It's going to break.
You wasting your time.
Yeah, we wasting your time on the white. It's going to break. And I'm like, man, it ain't going to break. You hating that. It ain't going to break. And so she walked in the house, and my rocking chair is just like in pieces. And she's like, what happened? And I was like, I'd rather not talk about it.
That's funny because she knew exactly.
She knew what it was. But yeah, I can say that was a funny moment.
That is funny, though. Yeah. And it's fun, and it is fun. I like that. I like your style. Like you wanted an old school rocking chair to play.
Yeah, just to relax. You know what I mean?
It's like if I go to the porch, I'll be in the living room like I am.
Chilling. Because my grandma had a rocking chair, and I used to love it. And I still do when I go see her. But I seen it. It was like $5. I'm like, I got to have this.
Yeah, and you're like, it's a solid oak.
Right. So I saw it. She was like pine wood. Well, not what's the
balsam.
Yeah, that cheap oak wood.
Stuff you could score with that.
Yeah, exactly what it was. I'm thinking I had my sander, and I'm like, that's nice. I had my varnish, painting it. Man, that thing lasted a day and a half.
You might have just been gaming like crazy, you know?
No, but I was chilling. Yeah.
Giving it a hard time.
I was trying I was scared because I knew she was, in the back of my mind, I knew she was right about that chair.
Right.
So I didn't want to rock too hard. Man, yeah.
It's funny because you was like, I'm gonna prove it right. You heard a couple creaks. You're like, I'm gonna prove it wrong.
Yeah, she's lying. Ain't nothing wrong with this rocking chair.
I better slow down.
Yep.
Pop. It's either me or the chair, but either way, that's how I feel nowadays. I know. I mean, I'm 41, and I'll be like, I'll get up and I'll lean over to stretch.
Yeah.
My back and go pop, and I'm like,
yeah. That's how my knees are in the morning.
There you go.
It's serious, trying to get it together.
Let's see. Sorry, man. Yes. Well, I mean, this is how it goes.
So that's the thing. We're gonna keep it organic. We're learning.
Yeah, man. And going through this, I mean. Hey guys, this episode of Brandon's Laughter Lounge is brought to you by BLP Computer Services. I can say from experience that BLP Computer Services goes that extra mile when it comes to building a custom computer versus a pre-built gaming PC. A custom gaming PC is where you don't just get basic specifications and then you get a computer that they may be cheaped out on the power supply, cheaped out on the RAM. You actually get to handpick each individual part, build a computer that is catered to your needs exactly, future-proof you, give you room to grow, stay within a budget that's reasonable, and it's as easy as going over to www.speedypcrepairpro.com, click the Request Service Now button, and just simply you can give specs, you can give budget specs, you can say that you know nothing about building a PC and that you need guidance through the whole process as far as selection of parts, and it is no problem. The professionals at BLP Computer Services will help you. So once again, visit www.speedypcrepairpro.com, request service, and then get your quote for free on building your custom gaming PC today. And you also have BLP Computer Services as a resource after the fact. So once again, that is www.speedypcrepairpro.com. Go request service, and like I said, be as detailed or undetailed as you want, and you will be getting a call back as soon as possible in order to set up and give you your free quote today. Now back to Brandon's Laughter Lounge. What's your funniest relationship advice for couples who want to keep the humor alive in their marriage?
Don't take stuff too serious.
Okay.
It's
cut and dry.
Yeah, just don't take it too serious. I mean, because you're not gonna be right 100% of the time. Your spouse gonna piss you off. I know my wife pissed me off. I piss her off.
Right.
Don't take it too serious, and don't get everybody involved in your relationship. I've seen it firsthand.
Like in the family.
Yeah, family, friends. It's like, oh, me and old lady arguing, and then you done went on Facebook. You done told people about it. You told your cousins. You done told your mom. They ready to brawl and stuff like that. And then 2 days later, y'all back together. Yeah. I had a neighbor like that at my old house, gay couple. They fought like cats and dogs. I'm talking about like fist fighting.
Right.
And so one night, it wasn't too cold outside. It was one night. And my cousin was staying with me at the time because he was moving to Charlotte, so he needed somewhere to transition. Mm-hmm. And he was like, yo, somebody knocking at your door. I'm like, 6 a.m? And then I was, what in the hell? So I went and looked at the door. I looked out the peephole. It's my neighbor. Her face all blooded and stuff. And she was like, can you help me? And I was like,
It depends on who's behind you.
I was like, it was still dark outside. And I was like, nah, I can call the police. And she was like, okay. And so she mows on back across the street. And then I called the police. And he came to my door and said, hey, what's going on? I was like, I think they were just fighting and carrying on. Go holler at them. And then my other neighbor was crazy. Lady across the street from me was a police officer too.
Okay.
She went and knocked on their door first. She didn't even come to the door. Because she
man.
know how
she
bad.
knows what it was.
She know what it was. And so she was like, I asked her, I said, hey, you come to the door for such and such? And she was like, nah, I seen who it was, and I went back to bed.
That's funny.
I'm sitting there like, all right. And so after they got through fighting and carrying on, I kid you not, man. I got home from work. It had to be 6:37. They in the backyard grilling food with the music on, laughing, having a good time. Now, what if I'd have got myself in that mess?
See, and chances are each one of them called their family, and they're like, "Oh, you got to get out of that situation."
The family been there several times,
and that's the thing. That's where a lot of times you just in those situations you hope your family adapts, and they're kind of like, look, we get it.
We know y'all crazy.
We know y'all do y'all say. Yeah, it's like we gonna let you vent, but at the end of the day,
don't
we
call
love
me.
her because it's like that we know these two sides.
Right.
So we ain't gonna hold against you. Ain't gonna hold against her. It's just y'all happy, y'all happy.
Right. Don't call me. Like, I don't care what you got going on.
See you at Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Even then, I was like, don't call me. I know y'all fight and carry on.
Got you.
Don't bother me. Fight in the street. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, y'all fight in the street.
Right.
Try the police.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Let's see here. If you could collaborate with any comedian, anybody, like they would come on and just do a show with just you and them, however you want to do it, whatever style. Who would it be? And what would there be? Yeah, just tell me more about what you would create with that person.
I would say Dion Cole.
That would more about his style.
That would be his style. So when I first started comedy, right, I was trying to find my voice, and I'm still trying to find my voice. What I felt comfortable with. When I first started, I was jumping all across stage because it's what I seen on comedy.
Right.
But one of my earlier mentors, she had sent me a video of Dion Cole, and she was like, "This is your style," and I was like, "Damn, right. It really is." And so I try not to mirror his style, but I like to be comfortable, and I see
there's a framework there.
Right, he's definitely the frame of my comedy existence, and so I would say him, and it would be. Have you ever seen Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yes, with the guy, the bald head guy.
Bald head guy, right? So all that stuff is improv.
I did not know.
Yeah, they have no script.
Serious?
Yeah, it's
Dude,
no script.
How many seasons did they do?
I think they probably 15, 16. It's still going strong. Okay. So I would say a show with me and Dion Cole with that format would be hilarious.
Okay, so improv with that's perfect.
Yeah, just me and him, like just riding in a car or like going on a everyday errand, like just oh man, let's go to watch a game and just
that natural,
just like feeding off each other. I think I would be really cool with that.
And I think, hey, that's cool. And what I'm gonna do, like I say, as this podcast grows, it'd be something to pull him up, and you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like I'd be able to be like, yeah,
yep.
So, but once again, like I said, I look forward to growing this with
Absolutely,
you and all the other comics.
And like we said, we're gonna claim it. You're gonna grow. It's gonna be big. We're gonna promote it. We're gonna market it, and it's gonna be Brandon's Laughter Lounge is gonna be big, man. I'm rooting for you.
Well, man, it is. I mean, like I said, y'all claimed your success.
Absolutely.
Claimed my success. And so we go in here to all right, post-show rituals. After a show, what do you and your wife like to do to unwind? Is there any weird or funny traditions? And maybe not you and your wife, but say you and I don't know, you and anybody that you go out with after. Is there a ritual or would you say it as being a family man? It might be
I'm more of a family man.
I was going to say, it's kind of like go home after the work.
So I got a slogan, right? I show up, make them laugh, go on to the house.
There you go.
So that every time I do a show, that's what I post. But I post a ritual, man. We go home, smoke a blunt, and grab a glass of wine.
There you go.
and get ready to do it again.
And that's, what better way to unwind?
Absolutely. So it's real. I'm a real simple man.
I don't require a lot.
Yeah, it's funny. So as soon as I get done with a show or whatever, anything I'm doing comedy related, I'll call my wife and hey, I'm done. It was successful. Did you cash that part yet to the savings? I'm like, damn, let me enjoy it. Before she asks, how was the show? Did they laugh? How many people who was there? She was like, "Hey, did you cash out that to the savings yet?" I'm like, "Damn, let me look at it."
You should have said the agent haven't brought the cash back.
Right.
Back yet. I don't even know what we're getting.
I'm still waiting on my man to get the cash box.
Yeah, I don't know what we're making now.
Yeah, it's funny. Like, a lot of married comics, that's the first thing they say when they call their wife. She's like, "Hey, did you cash out the savings?" I'm like, "Damn, like, can we look at it?"
And that's how to be. Let them, and it's good to have them there to keep the book straight in any business. But that's the questions they're supposed to ask, because it's the ones we try to just kind of. We'll figure it out in the year.
And that's how comics are, like, because we'll we'll get paid, whether it's cash out, Venmo, Ozell, whatever. We'll get paid, so we'll get gas, get something to eat, and we look like, oh, we done spent this. We should have sent this home first, and that's why she was like, send it home first, and then we'll figure out what's going on. So I'm like, you got a point. You right. All right. So
okay,
can't even get mad.
Throw the white flag.
Right. You win.
Okay. Let's see. What's the funniest thing you've overheard from your audience after a show? And like you know what I'm saying? Maybe you heard somebody say something you incorporated in your next set because you heard them say it. And you're like, you know what? I should have said that, or I shouldn't. I don't know.
Well, I got shameless plug. I'm about to do. I got a comedy album. Right. It's called Wild as Tea is Sweet, and I did it at the Comedy Zone. And I kept a lot of the rawness in there. So in the middle of my set, it's a waitress in the background. And she drops like this big old pan of like glasses. And all you hear is like, psh, ling, ling, ling. And somebody's like, "Bitch, you fired." In the middle of the show.
Oh my, yeah. And you're trying to do this.
It was her manager that said it.
Okay.
So she was fired on the spot in the middle of my performance.
Okay.
She's like, "Bitch, you fired." And I'm like, damn, like, how do I keep going with that? Yeah. So I thought that was pretty funny.
How did you? Did you keep going?
Yeah. I kept going. I laughed. I'm like, dang, but I kept going.
That's funny. Did you keep it in there?
Yeah, it's in there.
Okay,
yes, I kept it in there.
I was about to say that's a funny soundbite.
Yeah.
Let's see here. And then, I mean, that as far as written questions.
So let me ask you some questions. All right. So
okay. Here we go.
What made you want to do? Because, like you said, you're a funny guy, but you said you're not a comedian by trade, right?
Right.
Everybody's a comedian. That's just the title you get on stage, right? But everybody, if you see something funny, say something funny.
Okay.
You're a comedic person. What made you want to do a podcast? Now, was it to get your brand out there, or was it to network with other comics? Like, what was the motivation behind it?
Well, okay, my motive for doing it, and then what ended up being like, I'll tell you. Okay, so like I said, Cat Williams 10, 15 years ago.
Okay.
It's something that I continue to always look for comedians to watch. You know what I mean? And it was like there was a place in my life. I will say that I didn't watch a lot on TV. You know what I mean?
So I'm the same way. Yeah.
I was gonna say I was a part in my life where, well, I was fine tuning me,
right?
And I was doing it through hard knocks, but I was fine tuning me.
You got to learn.
So and through that time, I didn't really, there wasn't a lot of thought towards comedy. Now, after everything, after like I felt like my life, or not felt like, after my life is where I wanted it to be and only going up from there, I started to watch Kill Tony.
Okay.
And so watching Kill Tony and seeing how it started and seeing the bucket pulls, I thought, man, that would be fun to do.
Right. And
my fiance always said, "You're funny," and I'm like, well, yeah, and I'd love to like just have random, because even if they bomb, just like, and like I said, I was not trying to model it after Kill Tony, because I knew it would be a much smaller, wouldn't be a bucket pull, but it would.
Well, they had to start out somewhere.
Well, they did, but in the beginning, I had a vision of just, instead of doing bucket pulls, like I would have had a mic, and you come in and do a stand-up, then you sit down, and you have an interview. So you have a set prepared from here. Yeah. That was an original idea now.
That's a good idea.
And somebody told me, now we're talking about what you don't do.
Yeah.
Someone told me that was.
No, I think that's a good
because
idea.
there wouldn't be an audience.
So
now, you're right. Because the listeners are the one, they could be chuckling on the pod, listening in their car.
Yep.
And we never know. But so I'll have to say it. So I decided once I was told that was not a good idea. I was like, all right, well then let's just do the interview part, more of an organic comedy.
Okay.
Maybe sometimes play a game, be playing on the playing the people
and just talk
or whatever, and just have. I mean, really, because I mean, I know, like I said, everybody be in their element. That's why everything is set up to be kind of like that.
Absolutely.
We can do what we want, as far as you can see it. Well, of course, you can see the area that would be set up for that. Yep. So with that being said, I then realized, being the owner-operator of BLP Computer Services.
There you go. Plug it.
Well, I'm saying here in Salisbury, I started, I was like, okay, I'm sitting there and somebody said, well, Brandon, you're going to do a podcast. You're going to need sponsors. So okay, so to answer the first question, this was out of my love for comedy and my knowing of how the world needs comedy. Absolutely. The world that we live in, I won't get so deep into maybe some of the stuff like I was about to, but the world that we live in, comedy is much needed.
Absolutely.
And so I was like, well, let me do that. Let me give a platform for up and coming comedians that are already well established. And like I said, I even broadened this to where it's going to be entertainers of dude, if there's somebody that's an influential political person, they might have a great charisma, dude.
Absolutely.
And you can have a comedic conversation with them. So that,
especially if they're secure in their personality and not, they're loose and they want to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. And so like I said, but it will be I have a feeling organically it's going to be mostly. That's just how it's going to fire off and so, but I am open for, okay, so getting into the actual part, I was like, someone said sponsors. So I'm like, all right. I said, well, brought to you by
your own sponsor. I
was like, if I do that, then I'm making people laugh, not just locally.
Yep.
I'm fixing people's computers, not just locally.
Yep.
But then the podcast reaches other states.
Yep.
I tell them to go to my website to get the best, to handpick all the parts for a performance pre-built. Not too much, not more than you need and not less than you need.
So like gaming computers and stuff?
Okay. Gaming computers, editing computers made to them. And I'm like, all right, now people can go to my site, request that I have a one-on-one with them, pick the parts out, and then it's just, and like I say, it's where I can do what I enjoy, making people laugh, and at the same time do another thing that I love.
Absolutely.
Which is build computers, which my grandfather's had me in since I was like 7 years old,
nice.
6 and 7.
So he's seen the future.
He was like, well, yeah, because he had his degree in microprocessing. Shout out to J.S. Coggins.
There you go.
A degree in microprocessing, a degree in thermography. He was an engineer. He had I don't even know what all, man. I just know that a brilliant man that set me down in the 80s and wrote down C-prompt commands so that I knew how to put a disk in, put the commands in, open it up. That became a passion and something that I loved. My dad, he was good with motors, so I believe that's why I work on my own cars.
There you go.
You see? And so, like I said, the love of comedy, the love for computers, and I give credit to God, it just meshed.
Yeah.
Just meshed.
That's perfect.
I claimed it, and it just meshed.
That's how you know it's for you. If everything works out, that's how it's for you.
Yes. I mean, and money, it's like, like I said, I want everybody, to be clear, like I said, this is for the funny. And that over there is for the money.
Yeah.
And they just so happen to.
The money's gonna come, and that's a good piece of advice that somebody gave me, man. If you're good at what you do, and you do it long enough, the money's gonna come.
There you go.
Yeah. Now, with me having a family, I have to tell myself that sometimes, where it's like, because I ain't gonna lie, I'll do shows just for the money.
Okay.
So it's like,
yeah,
they be like, we're human, like we got bills, right?
That's exactly right.
So it's like, I'll do a show. Somebody like, all right, Chris, hey, I need to do the show for $250. I'm like, I'm doing this show, but I do got to get this for the house. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna knock it out. And I remember one time, man, I did this show, and I was about to go on a trip, and they hit me up. I was in the airport, and I had enough for the trip. I wanted a little extra, right?
There you go.
And they was like, hey man, can you do this show? And the show was like 5 months down the line, and I'm like, damn, I could use that deposit. Yeah, I'll do it. Right.
Right.
So
I
sent a deposit today because I'm about to go out of town. And so they sent a deposit, and that was a little extra I needed for the trip. But the day the show comes, I'm like, and I'm tired. Damn, why'd I commit to this show? I'm like, well, you got the deposit. You got to do, you still got to do your business part.
Yes.
So like, sometimes you're going to do things for the money, but you have to really understand, like, don't lose your passion. I have to tell myself, don't lose my passion behind it. Don't take every gig. You ain't got to do all this. Like, be mindful of your brand.
There you go.
So that's going to be more important because people are going to hear about your brand before they see you.
Right.
So.
And that's why, I'll throw the gas to the flames on both businesses, but that does not mean, like, I before I started this, knowing that what I would have to produce here to make it entertaining and profitable, I knew that when I threw the gas to this, it was going to, in both of them, that I was going to have to be willing to not sacrifice the extra work for the quality and work.
Absolutely.
So all I know is that with as this grows, quality don't go down.
No, you can't.
Work just gets harder.
It got to.
And you know what? And when I say the work gets harder, I mean it in a good way because it's very much appreciated. And hard work builds me into even better man than the trials that I've been through have already.
Absolutely. I call those champagne problems, right?
There you go.
I would rather have more money, more problems, right? I like it.
Then
right?
no money.
Then no money and more problems, right? So I'd rather struggle with $1 million in the bank than struggle and not have anything, because it's like if you're working towards something and you making money, like I welcome those issues if I know I can make this amount of money real quick doing it,
because that's a test, and it exercises. It's like if you don't use those hustling skills, you lose it.
Absolutely.
It's just like any other skill, and and I'll bring back into the world we live in, man. Just to say, when people have learned life through the fire and flames, man, it is absolutely a tool we need in today's world to walk around tactfully. So I don't, like I say, I like to say to everybody, like I look at it, I like to say to our listeners and to you, I don't regret my past. These are simply tools.
It shapes you.
It does.
Yeah, experiences will shape you. Like when I go do shows, I go on the road and I have a bad experience, or I do a show, I have a bad experience. Yeah, I mean, it stings for a little bit, but it prepares me what to look for in the future.
Right.
What I ain't gonna deal with this, or no, I'm not gonna do this. So it's like it may hurt in the beginning, but once you sit back and sometimes you gotta step away and assess it. All right, what is this trying to teach me? Right. I can't get mad. What is it trying to show me? And then you just pivot and you move forward.
That's exactly right. Use it as a tool.
Absolutely.
And that's the name of the game. And like I said, this is going to bring laughter to people. We're going to have the input from the audience, so we'll know what to bring them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I encourage you and your network of people, because I want you and someone else. If like I said, you talk about your dream collab. I know you've got some people though that I bet you fire off of that might just even be friends. Not even, like you say, it doesn't take a. Well, I'm definitely a comedian. A funny dude's a funny dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's like it's certain people. Like, man, I can joke with I done had rooms where it's like, I knew somebody in the room was a killer. You know what I mean? Like I know some hard thugs in the room, right? Yeah. And then I did a show for the National Association of Alcoholics Anonymous, right? Okay. 300 people, like it was some celebrities and everything in there. Mm-hmm. So you have to be, if you're funny, it transcends across. Look at Kevin Hart, right? Kevin Hart can do stuff where he's doing these Tubi movies, or he can do Fortune 500 companies. So you just have to be funny where it can go through anybody, because laughter is an emotion that you cannot control. If something's funny, you can't tell yourself, don't laugh. That's why. You can stop yourself from crying, but you cannot stop yourself from laughing. If it's funny, it's funny. It is. And you can, and some people are good at holding it back for a minute, but if somebody continues to be funny, you're going to fall apart. Like on Wild 'N Out. Yeah, but the water. Yep. Yeah. That's exactly the same. Yeah, you can't control laughter. So, and laughter has no color. It has no economic status. It does not. It's like, if you funny, then damn it, you funny. And I was going to say, and it, I don't know, man. Even people like I say, even if there was somebody on the street with not a lick of money, and you walk by and they make you laugh, dude, I'm telling you. Yeah, you can't control it. No. Yeah. And it's something. You know what? I'm like that. I believe in people's purpose. Yeah. Because he thanks God when he wakes up, even though he don't have what you have. He's thankful for what he does have. Because it's somebody out there got it worse than you. Oh yeah. He's talking about a homeless person. It reminded me of a story. I was down in Miami. It was me, my wife, and a few friends of ours, and this homeless girl had got drunk. Well, she was homeless, and she fought this other drunk girl. Okay. And the drunk girl was getting the best of her. I'm like beating the brakes off this homeless lady, and she had hit her one time, and she's like boom, and the homeless lady head had hit the side of the building. Oh. And she got up. She was like, yeah, come on, bitch, I like that. I'm like, what? She's whooping you. She's on with them up. I'm like, yo, something ain't right. She hit her hard. They just get up. And she's like, come on, bitch, I like that. I'm like, you better leave her alone. Like, don't bother her. Like, you walk away. That's like they say when you see somebody, if you're about like they want to fight, you start seeing them like start knuckling. You know they done did this. Yeah, like like loosen up that chin. Like Ken Shamrock used to do. Oh yeah. Because what they're doing, they're going ahead and getting that feeling. So the first one they feel, it's like, oh, I done been doing that to myself for about a half hour. I'm about to go. I'm gonna let the police handle you. I'm about to go. Yeah. I'm too old to fight. It's like you just did what with your leg? Right. Your head? Yeah. No, let me get on out of here. Yeah. Because you don't care. You don't give a damn about nothing. So let me go. Right. You are talented. Yeah. Right. All right. So, well, man, I mean, I've enjoyed having you here. Man, but I appreciate you, man. And I mean, like absolutely. I said, I mean, is there any, like, I got a few comments I'm going to send your way for sure.
Oh yeah, no,
Like,
what I
a
meant was
lot of diverse backgrounds too, because they'll be good for the platform.
okay, and I said, and definitely gonna have you back on.
Oh yeah,
and any time, like let's say, I mean, and I even had a thought, and you can tell me yeah or nay, but like even there might be some times when we jump on like a split screen or something.
That'll work. Yeah,
maybe do a live once in a while for.
You let me know.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm at your disposal, man.
That way we can, yeah. And so I guess you know, I want to thank you for, like I said, I thank you for coming on here. This has been a pilot and a critical episode to this snowball effect. Yeah. So go ahead and let them know what you want to know.
Chris Monds Comedy on all social media networks. Chris Monds on Facebook. That's my personal page, but I got a lot of followers. I do follow back and engage a lot. Chris Monds Comedy on Instagram. Chris Monds Comedy on TikTok. Chris Monds Comedy on, what else am I missing? YouTube. Google. You can Google me. I'm working on. I have a website, so if you need to find any updated information about me, feel free to go to my website. I'll make sure I get that to Brandon to put out there. But yeah, follow me. I follow back. I'm working in the Charlotte area, all throughout North Carolina, South Carolina, Florida. I'm everywhere. So follow me. I follow back. But this is Brandon's Laughter Lounge, man. I'm impressed.
Well, thank you, man. And I've had a wonderful time talking
Absolutely,
to you.
Man. I appreciate it.
And like I say, I want to thank everybody for watching.
Yes.
All the links for his social media, mine will be provided to you so that you can check out the stuff to come. Which you know, like I say, another great thanks and shout out to Chris Monds.
Yeah.
And that way you can just get a hold of us and see what's new and always be kept up to date. So please like and follow. And thanks for watching.
He got the skeleton here, so he'll be here.
Oh yeah,
he was a real cool sport about it.
It don't look like he's going nowhere.
Nah, yeah, he'll be here for a while.
Yeah. So we do appreciate you, and until next time, this has been Brandon's Laughter Lounge. Have a good day.
Peace.
Stay funny.